I did it.
Amazing.
I'm so proud of me.
I'm also proud of you.
Thank you. I just need to spam this link everywhere. As one does. So how are we all doing today?
I played so much Splatoon earlier.
Yeah?
I
Is
only
it-
play a moderate amount of Splatoon.
Is it good?
Yeah. I'm kicking butt.
I'm
Yeah,
so
it's true.
glad.
Tegan's sick of Splatoon. It's kind of nuts.
Turns out I'm very good at one video game.
Oh my god.
One's all you need, honestly.
It's not this video game though, it's The Legend of Zelda.
True! Fucking true. Alright, gonna drop it in there. Gonna go
Rocky, I have
bother
a question.
Sono.
Mm-hmm.
Were you not expecting me to be very good at Splatoon?
No, I know you're good at Splatoon.
Okay, good.
You trained with the Japanese master, so you might have questioned that.
God, they're so good. If you want to get really good at Splatoon, play between 3 and 6 a.m. You're going to get so good so fast.
Simply because the people who are playing are just high tier.
Oh, yeah.
Because all the people who are playing are from Japan and they're nuts.
True. Hello, Boomer the PNG tuber. Oh man, no first redeem. We normally have like a howdy redeem, but the bot is disabled because this isn't a normal stream. There's less interactivity than normal because I haven't quite figured out how to make the TTRPG streams like as interactable. Sorry. And Susie, hello Susie. Welcome to the stream.
If you have redeems you think would work for the TTRPG streams, though, you can put them in the suggestion box in Goddess Discord.
Hello, Scoopio. I guess I gotta press Discord now so people can actually see it, huh?
I did it.
Thanks.
Uh-huh.
Hey, Blast Fight S, welcome to the stream. We'll be starting properly in just a few minutes. We're just waiting for everyone to filter on in.
Hello, Blasty. Welcome to the stream.
Oh, you know Blasty?
Yes, I do.
Amazing.
Fellow Goblin.
And Phoenix Jacqueline, hello, pleading face emoji. Welcome to the stream.
It's very exciting. I like seeing new people.
I love seeing new people, even if they don't like stay for more than one stream. Just having people come in, take a look around, see if they like it before dipping. It's just always interesting. It's fascinating. Goblin go boom. What road chaos shall we see? It's more what road chaos shall we imagine, due to it being Theater of the Mind TTRPG. But you know, either or. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Sheila.
Oh, no, I was just going to say I have an absolute shitpost of a character, and I'm going to make it everybody else's problem.
Amazing. Amazing. That's what I love to see. I mean, you kind of made a shitpost character last time, right?
A little bit, but I was playing it safe and, you know, just making sure that, like, what the vibe it was the first time out, and now I know what it is, and it's Gremlin mode.
It's definitely Gremlin mode. Blasty says we live for this shitpost OC. Agreed. Absolutely agreed. Stretch. I spent all day preparing for this stream because I realized that all of the work that I had put into the Christmas stream did not carry over. I had to reset everything and start from scratch. OBS, Windows had an update that fucked up all of the audio settings and hotkeys for OBS users. So I thought, I did all this for stuff for the Christmas. I just gotta switch over some IDs so it'll be the right people and then we'll be ready to go. No, I had to start from complete scratch. So I've been doing this all day and I was considering, like, do I actually, like, spend, like, an hour playing Mario Kart to get in the mood? But I didn't have time for it, unfortunately, so... Alas. We're going off of nostalgia vibes. Did any of you guys play the original Mario Kart on the Super Nintendo?
I think I played it like once, but it wasn't when it was relevant.
Was the original Super Nintendo, or was it the NES?
Nope, the first one was on the Super Nintendo.
Okay.
There were racing games on the NES, but not Mario Kart.
Yeah. There were racing games with Mario on the box for the NES, but there wasn't a Mario Kart until the Super NES. I played the shit out of the original Super Mario Kart when I was a kid. We were a Super Nintendo household growing up, so we had Mega Man X, we had Donkey Kong Country, we had Super Mario Kart. Played the heck out of it. Tried playing it again via the Switch Online service, because they have the Super Nintendo ROMs as part of like the subscription. Doesn't have the same feel to it. Didn't translate as well, in my personal opinion.
Here's what you need to do. I know how to fix this.
Okay.
You need to plug your Switch into a tube TV.
Yeah.
And then it'll hit right.
You think so? You think that's the problem?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, so I actually considered like getting a tube TV, but I looked up prices for operating. They don't make them anymore, of course. They're vintage now, and those things are fucking expensive if you want it to actually work. And I'm like, oh my god.
It's the Melee players. It happens.
Yeah. Once again, the Melee problem. The Melee players are the source of our problem. God damn it. Scoopio says, Famicom Grand Prix, my favorite. Exactly. Scoopio knows what I'm talking about. I don't think Mario was playable in the game. He was just on the box art. Because it was when they were still using Mario less as a character, more of a mascot. You know? That eventually changed, but for a while, Mario was just slapped onto anything. I think the first Nintendo Golf game also had Mario on the cover, but like no playable Mario. I could be wrong. There might have been Mario in there somewhere.
I'm not sure if it was on the cover, because like wasn't the first golf game like Golf, like GALF?
I may be misremembering. I know that there was an NES Golf game that had. It's where Mario's Stars and Stripes outfit comes from.
Right. Oh, no, yeah, Golf. Well, it wasn't Golf, but like Golf, like 1984. This has a character that suspiciously looks like Mario.
Looks a little too close. A little too close to be a coinkydink. I see what you're doing, Nintendo.
I'm just gonna put it.
All right. We are going to go ahead
Bummer.
and get started.
NES Open Tournament Golf is the Stars and Stripes. Is the Stars and Stripes one though?
I'm gonna switch the music over. Howdy, farmhands! My name is Gata, and welcome to the stream. Today, we're doing something a little special. Today is the 30th anniversary of the original Mario Kart release on the Super Nintendo, Super Mario Kart, the start of the franchise. And because I decided I wanted to start planning some events to coincide with video game birthdays, we are going to be playing a Ttrpg one-shot using the very short, sweet, and simple Steel and Spirit game system by Occupied Hex to play a bit in Mario's world. Joining me today, I have some friends who I will introduce one at a time. Say hello when I say your names. And then we'll get started. First off, we have Sheila from Come and Go Tavern. Say hello, Sheila.
Hello.
Hello. We have Tegan Somerset from the Impossible Coin podcast and Twitch channel. Say hello, Tegan. Tegan, you cut out again.
Huh?
You cut. We got a huh, and then you cut out again.
Well, I'm literally not doing anything. I don't know what I'm doing. Sorry.
It might be your pitch. You might be going too cutesy, and the microphone says, "That's enough of that ooh-woo shit. Fuck off."
Hello. Is that better?
That
There it
actually
is. That
came
works.
through perfectly
Excellent.
clear.
Done.
Got him.
Rip
and
me, I guess.
last but not least, we have Rocky Hardy, also from the Impossible Coin podcast and Twitch channel. Say hello, Rocky.
Hello. Also, don't be confused. I am definitely least here.
I'm sorry? Excuse you? Just because you're the newest member to the group here doesn't mean you're the least. Good lord. You have played in a TTRPG before, right, Rocky?
I have, yes.
Okay, then there you go. We have nothing to bully him on, guys. Put it away quickly. Don't let him know.
Okay.
We were absolutely planning on doing like the senior prank kind of vibe, But no, alas. But yes, once again, we are playing a game system called Steel and Spirit by Occupied Hex, and we're going to be doing some racing. In reverse order, how about we describe our characters to each other, starting with Rocky. Who did you bring to the adventure today?
My character's name is Motley. He's a bandit, which is... Actually, I don't think they've ever been in Mario Kart, but they have been in the Mario series, most notably like Paper Mario. They're kind of like a variant Shy Guy. And so I'm going to be playing him as a rogue. He'll be bringing the engine. And do I go through the powers, or what do I do here?
You can describe your expertises and hold off on your power until you use it, so it's kind of like a big reveal.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, so my expertise is maneuvering crowded raceways and difficult terrain.
Amazing. Fantastic. I love bandits. They did only appear in like one or two. Actually, I think they originated in Yoshi's Island, if memory serves.
That sounds right. Yeah.
And then they had a more prominent role in Paper Mario, but they haven't shown up since. So it's really cool, like giving people a setting and just watching them yoink out the most obscure shit. I fucking love it. Not to get too off the track here, but when I last ran a Mario-themed game, it was with an IRL table, and I said, yeah, no, go on Mario Wiki and choose any creature that appeared in a Mario game. And one of my friends was like, hey, this Final Fantasy boss appeared in that RPG on the SNES. Can I be god of time? And I'm like, you know what? Just sure, why not? He didn't go with that, but it was a possibility.
That's pretty good.
Tegan, who have you brought with us today?
I have brought, assuming that Discord allows me to say who I brought. I brought Ttrpg. I'm a boo from Luigi's Mansion specifically.
Oh.
Yeah. My expertises are stealing items and spooking other racers, and I'm bringing along with me the Kart body itself.
Fantastic. And again, we have Sheila. What have you brought today?
I have brought along Wazy, who is essentially the evil Wario version of Princess Daisy. She's not an actual princess, but she does come from Sarasaland, and her expertises are being regal and moving gracefully. And she has brought the wheels.
She's brought the wheels.
This is already great.
This is absolutely great. So we have a bandit, a boo, and then a human air quotes princess, Wazy. I love it. I absolutely love it.
I should clarify, she absolutely has the mustache.
She has the mustache.
Cool.
It's not even like a part of the crown. She just has the facial hair to go along with it.
I think it's kind of a Groucho Marx-esque sort of a thing where she has the nose that sticks onto her regular nose, and it just has like a plastic mustache on it. So it's part of the regalia.
That's absolutely fantastic. Amazing.
I'm delighted. I'm absolutely delighted.
All right. Let me set the scene, and we shall begin. As you all know, for many, many years, the Mushroom Kingdom's best and brightest have gathered on a regular basis for tests of skill and strength and bravery in a series of sports. These events have been televised to people all over the Mushroom world, and very few people are unaware of the Grand Mario Kart Grand Prix that take place every once and a while. However, as the roster is consistently being added to and rotated, there has come sort of a third-party sort of industry that has risen up, attempting to train people to become good enough racers to actually reach the big times. There are a great number of these organizations, and one of them, the Mario Kart TM Junior Prix, is happening today. With that, they are also testing out a brand new race style. They are always on the look for new ways to make racing interesting and entertaining. And the Junior Prix specifically is trying out a new race style they're hoping to have picked up by the big guys at the proper Mario Kart racing tournaments. You three have all signed up to be members of this new tournament, and you have no idea what it is you're doing or what the new style is. You just know that you have to be at Donut Plains at 6 o'clock sharp for the first race of what could possibly be your brand new career. Let's start with Wazy. Wazy, how did you come to know about the Junior pre-tournament?
So I think that Wazy came across it in hanging out with the gang of ruffians that she lovingly calls her guards, because as you get at all dive bars, there will always be posters for today's monster truck rally and the latest soccer listings, and oh look, the Junior Grand Prix is in town. And I think that that's how she got interested in doing this, because maybe this is a way to finally truly elevate herself.
Fantastic. So she has like a gang that she's like formed around her.
I think we're going to call them the Wodes.
The Wodes. Oh no. Is it like WOE-D?
I was thinking WOE, like WOA.
Okay. I think Wode is actually a word, but I can't think of the meaning right now.
It is. I'm going to say it actually has to do with a specific type of terrain in like the Celtic areas, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. Ooh,
I don't know.
Follow the main Wode.
I don't know. I just imagine like
Albuquerque.
Little toads in like leather vests with the purple hats instead of the normal white and red. So deadly mushrooms.
A bunch of toads in leather coats snapping their fingers and walking towards you from a dark alleyway. The last thing you see before you die. Amazing. Fantastic. Yeah, you see a flyer for this event in one of the dive bars that you frequent. And you know that this could possibly be your shot to stardom. So how soon do you plan on attending? Are you the kind of person who shows up like on time, or are you going to be fashionably late?
I think that the gang is there to make sure that the entrance looks proper, but Wazy herself does not show up until exactly the moment that she's expected to be there.
Amazing. Moving on to Tegan. I'm assuming that Ttrpg keeps track of all of the major racing events going on.
Absolutely.
Fully
on board. Absolutely wants to be a racer. Wanted to be a racer previously as well. Like, we're in it to win it.
What time would Ttrpg show up to the racetrack, comparatively speaking?
Far too early. We're at like 4 a.m., like lining up as though it were Black Friday, like levels of excitement.
Ttrpg shows up before the crack of dawn, just hovering outside of the main opening towards the area. And the workers start showing up like an hour after that, and at first they're confused and almost let Ttrpg in, but then realize, oh no, wait, you're not one of us. Just wait out here. And they go into work. At some point, a whole bunch of what appear to be purple toads in biker jackets show up, and one of them like looks at you suspiciously up and down. And he says, You're not gonna cause any trouble around here, are ya?
He's looking at me.
Yes.
I put my hands over my eyes and become intangible.
That's what I thought. And looking way too confident at accomplishing nothing, the Wode turns around and like marches away to continue its little inspection of the area.
Amazing.
What is Ttrpg most excited about for this event?
Ttrpg is most excited about just like being on the racetrack. He's gotten to see like other boos participate in Mario Kart tournaments before, and he's just very excited to be able to like be a part of the world finally, the world of racing.
As you're on the outside of the the marked off area looking in, you can see the entire track as the morning sun rises. This is Donut Plains, specifically Donut Plains 3. And Turbo, you would know this as one of the original tracks from the very first Super Mario Kart Grand Prix that ever took place way back when. This is like, it's not a place that a lot of tourists come to because it's just one of the original tracks, but you recognize it as being like a place where racing history was made. How does that make you feel?
Oh, I'm so excited. Like the big stars, big stars in the eyes. Just like, oh my God, I'm finally here. This is where I'm going to make my racing debut.
As for Motley, how much do you care that this location is like an important part of racing history?
I think Motley cares, but not because of the history, but because since it's so old, it means that there's people that know about it, and he's looking to take advantage. He's trying to win the information war.
Oh, I see. So did he do research on the location, or was it something that he just knew ahead of time?
I think he did a little research. He may have been here a week or so in advance just to scope out the place, case the joint. But outside of that, I don't think it holds a large emotional significance for him, but he's definitely paying attention.
Amazing. During your initial casing of the joint, you didn't see anything out of the ordinary. Security is pretty lax. The only thing really separating this area from the rest of the outside world are the walls of primary colored blocks that have been set up in sort of like a Minecraft base around the actual racetrack. There's a water feature that runs through it and some old dangly bridges that don't look like they're particularly safe to be on. But aside from that, it's just it's nothing special all by itself. If you hadn't known that this location was part of Mario Kart's history, you wouldn't have given it a second look.
That's fair.
With that in mind, how early do you arrive to this event?
I think he shows up early, before 6, but I think he shows up around the time the workers try to show up to try to sneak in along with them.
Okay, sure. Would you like to actually attempt to sneak in? We can do a dice roll about it.
That sounds like fun.
All right, let me press a button here. We didn't actually... Oh, I actually need to make this smaller, don't I? One moment. Oh no.
Oh, this is great.
I've beansed it already.
Amazing.
I know. I thought I had it, but no.
We're learning.
I do this every single time. It's always the dice roll thing. Where even is it on my list here?
All right, I have to compliment you on your graphics, though, because those little representations of what each of our numbers are adorable.
Thank you so much. Okay, hold on. I think I got it. I'm just trying to make sure everyone can see. There we go. Fantastic. All right, so for those of you who do not know, the Steel and Spirit system is very simple. We determine whether or not the action we are taking is Steel, which is logical or cold decisions, or Spirit, which is more emotional, warmer actions. We then compare how many of our expertises would assist in our action, and we roll that many d6s. If our action is Steel, we want to roll under our number. If it is Spirit, we want to roll over our number. And then depending on how many of those dice fall within that parameter, I determine how successful or unsuccessful their attempt is. Does that sound that's straightforward enough for you guys?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. If even one of the dice in your pool lands on your exact number, something special happens. But we'll cross that road when we come to it. For the time being, Motley, how exactly are you intending to sneak in with the rest of the staff?
So what I'd like to do is I'd like to pretend that I am someone that's new, that's been hired to help prepare the track.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. So you're going to attempt to deceive someone. Does that sound right?
Yes.
Okay. Fantastic. So you always get at least 1d6 for trying. So do either of your two expertises assist you in your attempt to deceive the workers?
Could the act of navigating this social space qualify as difficult terrain?
The first fucking roll of the night, and we're already making these big stretches. You know what? Sure. Why the fuck not? There's no consequences. It's a one-shot.
Yeah. So, does that mean I get 1d6, what else do I do?
You get 1d6 for attempting it, and then that expertise of navigating terrain gives you an extra d6. So you're rolling 2d6s. Is this a steal or a spirit action?
I want to say it's a steal action.
Okay. You're trying to properly bluff this person.
Correct.
All right, fantastic. Go ahead and roll. You want to get 5s or lower?
Okay.
That is, those are both successes.
Nice.
Fantastic. You get exactly what you want. You go up to like the last person in the line who's going through, and they notice you immediately. Let's say it's the Toad. Why not? I like do the Toad voice. This Toad has like a hard hat on, and he says, "Sorry, buddy. Workers only. I'm gonna need you to stand over there with that guy." And gestures over to Ttrpg, who looks very upset at being denied entrance.
And it's like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to show up so late. This is my first day, but I'm here to help with the track.
And the Toad doesn't even bother asking for identification. Just says, "Oh, yeah, absolutely. Come on in." And like holds the door open for you.
I was like, yeah, sorry for being late. Won't happen again.
Oh, no, don't even worry about it. You know, it's fine. It happens. And
Okay.
you have complete and total access to the track.
Nice.
We will scoot back to the other two in just a second. I do want to ask before we go though, what exactly is Motley's plan now that he has access to the larger track?
Okay, so there are two things I want to do. I do want to see if I can gain information about like the track itself. Like I want to see if I could get like a real map of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to see if there's a way that I can like set some sort of like sabotage that I can trigger later.
Interesting. I'm going to say that you are going to only have enough time to do one or the other. You either need to focus on your sabotage or you need to focus on cozying up to the workers to get information. Which is more important to you?
The information is more important to me.
Information is more important. All right. So we're going to say that you cozy up to the workers while they're getting things set up, and then fade back to the other players for the time being.
Okay.
All right. Wazy, it is exactly when you are supposed to arrive. It is 6 o'clock. Like it ticks over from 5:59 to 6. How do you approach?
Let's just say that Wazy is going to approach, and while she is trying to carry herself with as much poise as possible, is not going to just let the gang do all of the work because, you know, we share the struggle on these sorts of things. So I think she's carrying, or at least attempting to carry, one of the wheels that we're bringing in with the crew. And has, she might actually just be getting in some load's way. But she's making an attempt, is the idea.
What do the wheels look like, and how large are they compared to you in the Wodes?
So I think that they are wider than they are tall, and they look a little bit overinflated.
Okay.
But they are, I'd say, just on average toad height, probably shoulder height for the toads. I'm probably about twice a toad's height, if I had to take a guess.
Sure.
but even still, they're having a much easier time with this than I am. Partly because the two that are behind me have gotten, or the three that are behind me have gotten the idea that, oh wait, we can just roll these. They're wheels. We don't have to carry them. We can just, make them do the thing. But the Woad who's helping Wazy along is like, oh yeah, no, we got this. We got this, and kind of struggling a little. And she's like, oh yeah, we got this, and we can do this, as we approach and make a beeline for the closest gate to where we arrived from, whether it's the correct gate or not. Like, that's the gate we're going in.
You just beeline for the first open access you possibly can find.
Mm-hmm.
The construction toad has been standing in front of this particular gate for the last 2 hours, just kind of staring at the incredibly anxious and excited Turbo, just consistently denying entry until the clock properly ticks over. And the moment it turns to 6 o'clock, the construction toad slowly starts to reach for, like, the velvet rope. Tegan, how does Turbo respond to finally being granted access to the Holy Land?
Turbo has been doing that thing that boos do where they like bob up and down in a figure 8. Just like waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting.
Yeah.
And I think they keep doing that like while they're reaching over because they don't want to make direct eye contact because they'll be embarrassed about it.
The construction toad reaches for the latch and goes to remove it, and it's like it's happening in slow motion. The moment you've been waiting for the last 2 hours is finally here. You can see the light in the distance shining as like this is a treasured wonderland just within your grasp. And as the toad unclips the thing, a princess with a fake mustache and a bunch of purple toads in leather jackets wheeling these giant wheels push right past you. They push right past the construction toad and just stomp their way in with no fanfare.
I didn't know that was an option. I could have just gone through.
Oh, sweetie, you can always go through if you have enough pizzazz.
Sheila, I hate this so much. Is that Wazy's fucking voice?
Yes.
I love Lazy's voice.
I say this with as much affection as I can administer. You piece of shit. Showing up to my fucking live stream with this shit post. No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Fuck you, but it's fine.
You're welcome.
Anyway, as Wazy says, pizzazz, one of the Woads pulls out what looks like a switchblade, but flips it open, and it's one of those little combs. And he makes a combing motion across his mushroom cap as though it'll do anything, but he does look kind of cool when he's doing it.
Oh, it's so cool. I turned my limited edition Rainbow Road race hat backwards to try and be cool too.
The hat is still very clearly rainbow colored. It's not as cool as you would hope it would be.
No, I'm so cool.
Oh, okay. You are so cool.
No, actually, though, I'm so cool.
With everyone having access to the racetrack, you notice that others are starting to arrive as well with their own machine parts, and they're starting to make their way toward the entrance. You guys walk in, and the first thing you notice is that there's not really anyone else here. There are some workers who clearly pretty the place up, but most of them are sitting off to the side having their break now that the public is allowed in. Among them is a bandit individual who seems to have acclimated himself pretty well. Rocky, how would you say Motley's been doing?
I think Motley has been making some fast friends. Hasn't gotten a lot of information yet, but he's trying to play it cool. He knows how these things can turn if you're a little too aggressive.
The one big thing that he has learned was listening to the belly aching of a couple of the construction workers talking about how one of the bridges is set to collapse, but as long as it looks like it's sturdy, management won't do anything about it. They go on about how it's an OSHA hazard. It's a lawsuit waiting to happen.
Motley comforts him, yeah, I know it's a problem, and management's not going to do anything about it, but we got to keep things moving. Otherwise, how else are we going to take care of our kids? You got mouths to feed too, right?
The toads nod and say, "Yep, capitalism's a bitch. Just keep our heads down and keep on trekking." Damn, that's depressing. However, you have seen the rest of the racers are starting to arrive. How do you plan on breaking away from this group to actually interact with the other?
So I think what he'll do is, if he gets a free moment, when he breaks away from like the workers, he's gonna take off his hoodie and then tie it around his waist, which will reveal a lot more of his body, but like it will make him look visually distinct.
Right.
And hopefully allow him to put some distance.
Absolutely. You managed to rogue your way away from the group, and with a very simple costume change, it's like you're a whole new you. And you're able to sidle in with the rest. You see one of the construction workers looking around going like, "Hey, where'd he go?" But none of them can see you, so they just kind of like forget about it very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of you have found yourselves standing on the sidelines of this large track. For those of you who do not know, I'll describe Donut Plains to you now. Donut Plains is a wide, open area with a dirt path that winds around this sort of lake structure in the center of the field. The twists and turns are all kind of... there's a lot of sharp turns involved, but the track is pretty straightforward. There's a couple of bridges that go over this water feature that a race car could feasibly fall into. But aside from that, that's pretty much all there is to it. It's a simple, straightforward track. There is what appears to be a small castle tower in the center of the track, from which attendants could sit and watch the race go by. And surrounding the outside is a series of walls made of large primary colored bricks, red, blue, and yellow, that separate the track from the outside world. As you all are looking around, you hear the telltale sound of woo 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 of a Lakitu flying in on a cloud. And the Lakitu comes in holding a race flag, the black and white checkers, and he says, "Welcome, racers! How are we all doing today? All up bright and early and bushy-tailed, ready to go, ready to race?"
Ttrpg does the like, woo, and then sees that no one else is willing and goes, woo.
Motley stands up straight but folds his arms at the Lakitu.
I think Wazy is just going to say, "Well, of course we're here, ready to race. Why else would we be down here instead of up in the stands looking grand?"
The Lakitu kind of like wilts a bit at Wazy's admonishment and goes, yeah, no, that definitely checks out. Anyway, welcome, one and all, to the Junior Grand Prix. I'm glad you all responded. We have a great batch of participants today. I hope you all brought your requested object to form into your cart. Let me explain to you real quick how this is going to work. We are attempting out a new triple track format. We are going to be choosing 3 racers at random with either the wheels, the engine, or the body of the car. The cart you race will be completely random, and you'll have to figure out how to work it alongside your co-operators in quick succession. We are hoping that this new randomized format will make it more difficult for normal metas to evolve in this format. And also let some underserved racers shine. So if you have what it takes to make it in this bizarre and new fun-filled format, you might be noticed and find your way to the big leagues. So good luck, everyone. Give it your all. And yeah, I guess we gotta pick who races with who. And he looks around for a second. And then he just quickly does some pointing, says, you three, and you three. There we go. We're all set to go. Get your carts together, and I'll meet you on the track. And he flies off. Naturally, you three has included Motley, Wazy, and Ttrpg.
Sup?
He didn't seem to do a very good job of checking parts. Did we have all of the parts we need, right? I've got the wheels.
You got an engine?
I have a cart.
Excellent. We shall be good to go then. Now, Wodes, and she snaps her fingers and says, can you do the assembly for me, or do we have to do that ourselves?
The Lackey 2 hasn't given you any details one way or the other.
I think she'll just kind of generally wave her hand at the pile of parts that's nearby and say, go to it then.
The Wodes all kind of like give a salute, and in like a cartoon dust cloud descend upon the parts, hammering and sawing noises, vroom, 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 random screwdrivers as they get to work. We've described the wheels. Tegan, what does the cart body that Turbo has brought look like?
The cart body is a nice, sleek, red cart body that kind of looks like maybe it was made out of an old vacuum cleaner.
Oh no.
You know, but big.
Okay.
But a big old vacuum cleaner.
All right. Rocky, what has Motley brought for the engine?
So he's brought a what looks like a 200cc engine, but it has like a weird pipe on the side of it that like has like a golden like lid, not lid, but like golden like residue on the outer end of it.
Ooh.
But outside of that, like it looks like a standard like kart engine.
You guys watched as one of the Wodes inexplicably pops open the hood of the giant vacuum cleaner, and just kind of chucks the engine haphazardly inside and slams it shut before dusting his hands off. The large wheels are attached to the underside of the cart. They don't look like they fit properly. They like you have a bit too much width going on, but it looks like they have the freedom of movement that will allow you guys to head forward. Also, similar to, say, Double Dash, if you've ever played Double Dash, there is clearly a driver's seat, and then there are two mounts attached to the back with handlebars kind of similar to like a DDR station, where presumably the remaining two racers will be standing when they are not being the ones actively driving the vehicle. So we have driver's seat, then we have right shoulder, and we have left shoulder. What position would you guys like to take?
I will take a shoulder.
Motley also takes he takes the left shoulder specifically.
Yeah, I'll take the right shoulder.
Sounds like Wazy's in the driver's seat then.
At royalty first, as it should be. With your cart properly assembled, do you guys want to name it before we head off? What do we want to call this cart?
A travesty?
The travesty it is.
I was being flippant.
So like Motley kind of like looks embarrassed for like a second. He kind of like looks away from the group, and then he looks at everyone, like kind of stands up straight, and it's like it would mean a lot to me if we could name the cart Daisy Please Notice Me Senpai.
That sounds like a beautiful name.
Wazy has feelings about this.
Oh no.
Is it physically visibly important? Like, is this like I'm making puppy eyes because I think this would be funny, or is this like, oh no, this is going to be important to this person?
Yeah, like he's like he has like the shonen protagonist eyes when he says it. He actually lifts up his mask so that you can see him properly when he says it.
The camera very quickly cuts to over his shoulder from the back, so that
Right.
the only people who can see it are the characters themselves.
Right, of course.
One of the toads screams and clutches his heart before he faints.
What was that? One of my toads, or was that one like an actual toad?
We'll say it was an actual toad.
Mm-hmm.
Your wodes are way too tough and cool to be affected by this.
Excellent.
Bandits supposed to be scary?
Shy Guys' faces are like supposed to be super scary. That's why they wear masks.
Mhm.
Oh, I
And
know.
no one's ever seen and told what they saw behind the mask.
Right.
Oh, well, the good news is you can't kill me. I'm already dead.
I've seen worse at bars. All right, if it's that important to you, fine. Just arms folded, completely like annoyed about this, like, but also is not going to like shoot down someone's dream. So, meh.
Like you see a bandit like nods and says, "I really appreciate this," and then puts down his mask again.
One of the rogues pulls out a spray paint can and just very quickly kind of like shh, and yet it's perfectly painted in like very legible lettering along the side of the cart. Daisy, please notice me, senpai.
It's like fancy script with like a big actual like daisy on it.
Yes.
More colors than a single can could produce. I.e.,
Amazing.
more than one.
They're that talented.
Mm-hmm. And your cart has been christened. I'm sorry, Sheila, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I think the entire time, Wazy is just going, I don't know what you're saying, that bitch. It's just fucking got money and castle and all that shit. I don't know.
Amazing. With your cart now in one piece? Question mark? It's, you know, you guys are ready to go. You notice that some other carts have started making their way up towards the starting line, and there's a spot left for you. As you guys pull your cart into place, you notice that the cart next to, well, there are two individual groups that are next to you. One of them are a trio of Koopas who are all awkwardly standing on a single wheel apiece. Because, like you mentioned earlier, the Lakitu wasn't very good at making sure everyone had the proper parts, and these poor fucks all came with a wheel. So they each have a wheel apiece they're kind of like balancing on, just trying to make the best of it. But more importantly, to your immediate left, you look over and you hear the deep thrum of a well-tuned engine growling. This thing looks like the body is of a Lamborghini, with an engine twice as big as it needs to be sticking out of the hood, spewing smoke out of its exhaust. The wheels have spikes on them. This is a badass-looking vehicle. And standing on one of the shoulders in the back is a very big, very pointy figure that looks similar to someone you would know. At first you think, oh, that's King Koopa Bowser. But then you realize, well, wait a minute, the color's all wrong. And he turns around to look at you, and you realize that he has eyebrows that are a bit too bushy. It's not Bowser. It's his brother, Bluezer.
Motley says to himself, like, someone's compensating for something.
Absolutely, he is. He preens his massive eyebrows and like leans over confidently on his rest bar and goes, "Hey."
No, we're in trouble, aren't we?
Yeah, they're not so bad.
You get this kind of guy outside of dive bars all the time. Hey, are you gonna rev your engine, or are you just gonna lean there?
He says, "Oh, I don't gotta rev my engine." And then he looks at the actual driver and says, "Rev the engine, rev the engine." A Koopa in Kamina shades quickly jumps to attention and revs the engine. Vroom, vroom, vroom. And Bluezer... Yeah?
No, go ahead.
I was going to say that Bluezer looks at you with a cocky grin as though he accomplished something with that.
Oh, look at that. You have to get a Koopa to rev your engine for you. I'll make sure to let your brother know.
What you packing in there? What you packing in there? I know the specs for King Koopa's car. What are you rocking?
Bluezer at first looks really enraged that you mentioned his brother at all. But when Turbo starts to like ask about the vehicle, he turns to Turbo with his grin back. and he says, this baby, it's nothing much, you know, just the top of the line mechanics, top of the line parts, top of the line fuel, you know, the best that money.
So you don't know what it is?
He's quiet for a minute, and he says, it just runs like really good, so.
Okay. I turn around and go, this guy had somebody else build his cart. He doesn't know how it runs.
I like kind of like try to pull the group in for a second. It's like, okay, everyone, listen real quick.
I'm listening.
I want those shades. I don't know what I would stop to do to get them, but I do a lot. And I will have them by the end of this race.
I have a question. Agata?
Yes.
Is one of the turtles the one driving?
Yes.
Cool. All right. I'm gonna try and steal some shades.
One of the two Kamina turtles on Bloozer's
team.
There's
two of them? Okay,
yes.
Cool. I want both of their shades now.
One of the two Kamina turtles that are on the on Bloozer's cart. One of them is driving, and the other one is like resting on top of Bloozer. Because if Bloozer took one of the shoulders, the weight would definitely ruin it. Bloozer is standing on both platforms at once.
Good to know.
Mm-hmm. He a big boy.
You would definitely look a lot better in those shades than his lackeys.
Thank you, Wazer.
Put shades on top of the mask. That's what the point of the mask is.
I'm gonna put 2 pairs of shades on top of the mask.
It's extremely stylish. You could even turn one upside down, maybe, and make yourself a little mustache.
But wear them like on the front of my head and the back of my head. They don't know which way I'm looking.
Oh.
Ooh, tricky.
You'll look cool coming and going.
Yeah, there it is.
All the racers get up, and Bloozer is like huffing and puffing next to you, but he's not talking to you. He has clearly decided that you are his number one rival. The Lackey 2 comes up with the flag and says, "Is everybody ready? 3, 2, 1, let's go!" And the race is on. I pressed the button to make the music start.
Ooh,
yes.
So, at the beginning of all kart racing games, there is a mild chance of creating a slight boost if you gas the engine at the right time.
That is
Do
true.
we have that opportunity?
Absolutely, if you want it.
Sure.
You want to attempt to blast the engine at just the right time, huh?
Yes, I would.
Alrighty then. Would you consider that steel or spirit?
I think it's going to be steel because it takes a lot of concentration and poise to get it at exactly the right moment.
All right. Do either of your successes help with this action?
I could see an argument for moving gracefully.
Okay.
I'll leave that to you.
Yeah, absolutely, if you want to use it. So that's 2d6, and you are rolling. That is only one success. You hear the beep, 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 and you hit it at just the right time. And your cart bursts forward away from the rest of the pack. But as the smoke clears from the initial boost, you realize that you aren't the only one who hit it just in time. Bloozer's cart is neck and neck with yours, and Bloozer is glaring at you from his spot. You can see in the rearview mirror, he is glaring directly at you guys. He is not a happy camper.
Is he still on our left?
He's still on your left.
Can I ask you a question about Bloozer's cart?
Sure.
The shoulders that support the rear teammates, how is it connected to their cart?
Same way that your shoulders are connected to yours, they're kind of tacked on.
I would like to try to steal one of the support beams off of their shoulder support things.
All right, absolutely. due to the length difference in carts, you are within arm's reach of it, but it's slightly behind you.
Okay.
How exactly do you intend to steal one of these, like, these metal supports?
I don't know if I have like equipment that would allow me to break it. I want to see if I could try to snap it loose, I guess.
Okay. I am going to be entirely honest with you. I do not personally see any way you could successfully snap the bar off.
Okay. It's a well-made cart.
It's not unlike some other people's carts. Cough. This one looks like it's fairly well put together.
Okay.
However, if you still wanted to attempt to weaken the support, you could give that a shot. I just know that you wouldn't successfully disable it in this one attack.
Okay, no, that's fine. I do want to try.
All right.
I don't have any expertises that would be beneficial here, but I don't know if my ability comes with a roll, but I can't break it clean, so it's not a steal. So
That is.
I'm just going to attempt a spirit roll here and hope for. It's like one within, right? So I need like a 4 or 5 or 6.
If you're going for spirit, you want to roll over your number. You have to roll either a 5 or a 6.
Okay, 5 or 6. Yeah, it's a little. I'm still going to roll it anyway. I'm going to go for it.
Sure. Unfortunately, that is not a success. You reach out and you attempt to grab onto the rebar to sort of like see if you can't jostle it free. Bloozer's glaring quickly snaps to you, and he goes, "Hey, hands off the merchandise!" And with a mighty slap, he backhands your cart. Wazy, you're driving along, smooth sailing, heading towards the first of the turns, when suddenly it feels like a cannonball smashes into the side of your cart, and your cart is sent not spinning out of control, but heavily to one side. What do you intend to do to try to keep this thing on the track?
So are we headed towards the outside of a curve? Are we pretty much still on a straightaway? Like, what are we doing here? I know we're headed towards the right because we got hit from the left.
Yes, you are heading towards the right because you were hit from the left. You are heading towards the inner track as the first turn is going to be a heavy right turn. To your immediate right is that big lake water feature. Now that we're in it, I really think I probably should have spent more time making a map.
Alright, I got it.
What can I do real quick to make this easier for everyone within the time we have allotted? Donut Plains 3 map. Whoops.
I put a picture of the map in our Discord chat so that we can see it.
Amazing. But I do
Lovely, thank you.
I do still need to get this where the chat can see it. And probably a little dot saying they are here. Hold up, guys.
That's what Paint Tool's for.
Do 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 do. I'm a professional. I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, I believe.
Here we are. Now we have a map of the track. And if I can get... Let's see here. Mario hand point. Nothing immediately jumps out as being terribly useful for that. Thought I saw one, but nope. That's alright. I'll just get a little dot then. Dot transparent. Whoops. And I'm hitting all the buttons because of course I am.
Every button!
Every button, all at once. But yes, is there any other information that you would like to know Well, that wasn't transparent at all. It lied to me.
So I think Wayzie's going to say, well, thank you for the helping hand. And sort of pull, kind of go into the motion. And then as we hit the beginning of the turn, hard left on the tires to sort of try and drift that first corner.
Fantastic. Would you consider that a steal or a spirit move?
The professional in me says steal, but the street racer says spirit because that's where that comes from. So
absolutely,
I think we have to go with spirit.
Absolutely. You get 1 for trying. Do either of your expertises help you with this drift motion?
I mean, I think drifting is pretty graceful, at least if you succeed in it. So I would argue for that one.
Sure thing. 2d6 it is then. That is 1 failure and 1 success, and please be the right button. Nope, that was not the right button. Okay, hold up. Is it this one? It's that one. You get an inner spirit token, which you can use to activate either your character's special ability, your inner spirit move, or to activate your Kart piece ability, which you know and I know, but the audience and the other 2 players don't. So decide how and when you want to use that. Just keep track of it, otherwise I will forget how many you actually have.
Duly noted.
All right. You managed to make your way around this turn, and you managed to use this to your advantage to break away from Bluezer. You can hear him growling in the background, angry as can be, but you guys have taken the lead. You are solidly in first place, and you have reached the first of the 2 major bridges, as you can see on the map here. It's a straightaway, but you notice that some of the boards are a little iffy as your vehicle starts clambering over it. Tegan, how's Turbo doing? How's his emotional state right now?
Turbo's like having a blast, but is also terrified. If that makes sense? Like, because he's not really like a physical entity, he has to kind of like fly in the cart in order to keep pace with the cart.
Oh no.
Which was not something that he thought of when he decided to become a racer.
Oh no. You would have thought that would have come up sooner, but alas.
Yeah, you would have thought that someone might have pulled him aside and been like, listen, the whole intangibility.
Luckily, I will say that Booze can manipulate objects in the real world in Mario. So he can hold on to the bars and like be pulled along. Yeah,
for sure. But he didn't realize that at first. So like the cart went and he went, oh, hang on.
He's sort of flapping in the wind as the cart rushes ahead. The cart
like a nice little flag.
As the cart hits this wooded bridge area, and the terrain underneath it becomes significantly more rocky with the shape of the logs that make up the bridge, the cart is basically being bumped up and down, up and down, up and down, which is kind of shaking the heck out of this poor Boo.
We'll see what a ghost had for breakfast.
Yikes.
Blueberry muffins.
Excellent.
Oh no.
Got him.
You head around, you're heading across this bridge with Bluezer behind you and the rest of the pack in the dust. As you are driving along, Motley, you specifically, from your vantage point, you can see behind you that something is happening in the far back of the pack, right before the turn you guys just took. Something has happened. There's a big dust cloud, and by the time the dust clears, there is one less racer than you remember at that was at that starting line.
I have a question.
Yes.
One less racer, do you mean like one less team or like one less of like the Koopas?
One less team.
Oh.
You didn't get an exact count of how many carts were on the field today as you lined up, but you can tell that something happened at the very back of the line, and there's no longer a cart there.
That's a concern. Hey, wait, you're a boo, right? It points to Turbo.
Yes.
Do you know too much about the mechanics of disappearing? Do you know what that is? And he points at the dust cloud.
That's a problem.
Okay. So we're
My
on the
guess is
same
gonna be an accident.
So it's either a problem or an accident. Neither are good. Okay.
They're good for us.
Let's hope so. And I guess he just like starts focusing on like the whatever in front of us.
You guys make it to the edge of the bridge unimpeded. Bruiser is definitely starting to make gains on you. It appears that his vehicle is more suited for straightaways than it is for turns. So that's something to look out for. But luckily, just ahead of you, as you ease into this incredibly simple right turn, you pass by a whole bunch of item boxes. And without needing to really do much of anything, you hit them. The little item box counter appears over your cart, the little bing, 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 bing. And suddenly, all three of you are gifted with a green shell.
Oh, delicious.
Bluezer himself has just crashed the item boxes as well, and his little roulette thing is still going. Does anyone want to try to attack the carts behind you in this instance?
I do.
You do?
I do, yeah. I think Boo's excited.
All right, fantastic. So how exactly and why exactly are you going to be throwing this green shell at someone?
I'm gonna whip around, right? And I'm gonna try to aim the green shell sort of back a little bit further to see if I can re-trigger that dust cloud when I hit somebody.
Interesting. Okay. So it's less that you're trying to hit someone as much as you're trying to hit anyone to see what happens? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Would you consider that to be a steal or spirit?
I would consider that... I think it's a steal.
Okay.
I think it's a steal.
All right. Would either of your expertises help with this action?
Would either of my expertises? I think it would count as spooking racers.
Okay.
Because I'm trying to make them have an accident. If that makes sense. And accidents are spooky when you're in a really fast car.
I guess, yeah, sure. Why not? Go ahead and roll 2d6. Ooh.
Nope.
Both of those
I don't hit them.
Are failures.
Yeah, it goes wide, for sure.
You whip around with the most determined look on your face, and the three Koopas that were running on their wheels, who have somehow managed to keep pace, see the look on your face, and all of them pale, and you rear back to throw the green shell, and they all scream, but they have no cart body, so the shell just goes right between all of them and carries on. As you throw this green shell, it appears that Bluezer has acquired his object, which is a red shell. He steals the red shell from the guy riding on his back, and with a glint in his eye, roars as he throws two of them directly at your carts. One of you can react to this however you like. Who wants to save the day?
Illegal? Can he throw two at once?
Oh, I'm blocking with my shell.
You're blocking with your shell? Fantastic. You put your shell down, and the first red shell comes in and it hits it, and both shells explode. But now you are completely defenseless against the final red shell coming up.
I tap Wazy and say, hey, give me the wheel, use your shell. And then I ask to drive.
Sure thing, kiddo. And if we can quick swap, absolutely will, and defend with my shell.
You absolutely do a fantastic quick swap. Motley goes over the bars. Wazy, you reach up and pull yourself under the bars, and it's like you were both standing there to begin with. You put your shell down in position for defense just in time as the red shell comes in and explodes, and you guys continue on unimpeded. You hear Bluezer angrily yelling in the background. He is having a bad time. As you reach into the second bridge. The first bridge, I was going to say.
After, as the red shell collides with the second green shell, I dab in the driver's seat.
That does not make anything better. Bluezer is
cool, though.
Absolutely pissed. You continue on, and I'm actually going to swap out the music. Now that we're in the second stretch, congratulations for making it for the first third of the map.
You did it!
Hurrah!
Is it not going to go? There we go. Yeesh. The music is like, no, I don't feel like it right now, gotta. You can get fucked. You're trying to do something, but I'm just not going to play. It's fine.
The music just wanted to make you sweat.
Yeah, it absolutely did. All right. So now we have switched. Wazy and Ttrpg are on the shoulders, while Motley is currently in the driver's seat. You guys are still firmly in first place, but the rest of the pack is catching up as you make your way onto the second bridge. Motley, you're in the driver's seat now, and you're looking straight ahead. You spent most of the morning walking around this area, cozying up to the construction workers. And you know that this is probably that bridge they were talking about that has some issues with the support. Are you going to attempt to approach this any differently with this information?
Yeah, I try to tell the group that, hey, I was talking to some of the workers this morning, and they said that this bridge is a death trap. And does anyone have anything that could get us over, or that could reduce how heavy we are here, or something? Is there anything we could throw out?
Oh, we're not that heavy. Good news. Good news. I don't weigh anything. I weigh a whopping 0 pounds, so we should be good.
I want to believe that. And I don't want to fall into this water. But if we don't have a lot of weight, if this is lightweight, then I think we'll be okay. But I honestly am not sure.
Well, I have something that might give us a brief hop, but it's a one-time use only thing, so I'd rather hold it back for now.
How many laps do we have? 3? They didn't tell us.
As far as you're aware, you're going to have 3 laps.
Okay. Yeah.
Winks at the audience.
Maybe we save that one for later. I don't approach it any differently then.
All right. After talking with your team and realizing that you are not a speed racer with all the extra doodads on your car, you decide the best bet is just to go for it. And you do. Your vehicle starts going over the logs, and as you reach the end of the pier, where there is a natural gap that you're meant to jump over, Bluezer behind you makes his approach onto the bridge. As Bluezer's cart rests its weight fully on its end of the bridge, you feel a big crunch from underneath you. And 1 second, you are driving on solid ground. And the next, your cart has been seesawed up into the air as Bluezer's cart collapses his end of the bridge and rockets yours up into the sky.
Oh, sick.
You guys are now in mid-air, and you are approaching the ground very quickly. How do you want to approach this problem?
I would like to maneuver so that we try to fall forward, but then kind of land so that we can make sure that all 4 wheels make contact with the ground.
Okay, so you're trying to like maneuver the vehicle in midair to land properly.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm gonna have you go ahead and roll for that.
Can I call it a steel roll with difficult terrain being like mid-air in a cart?
Sure, why not?
Sick. Yeah.
That is one success.
One success.
You guys are doing the whole slow-mo flying through the air bit. Whoa! Wazy is almost tossed off the cart entirely were it not for the handlebars. Motley has to like very carefully keep himself located in place to arrange the wheels just so. Turbo is mostly unaffected due to the fact that he was already kind of flying to begin with, but he's there too.
Yeah, Turbo's having a blast.
This is like the slow-mo of Splash Mountain. A picture is taken by somebody that shows you guys like mid-scream. But you do manage, the cart does manage to right itself and land all four wheels on the ground. It bounces a little bit from the impact and skids to a halt. You have made it, your cart has no damage, but you have lost your momentum. Before you're able to right yourself, two random carts do zoom past you. Bluezer is not one of them. He's just getting his cart out of the water. And it's like pouring water out of the doors. But you guys have now been bumped back down to 3rd and 4th place.
Typical. Can't win by himself, so he drags others down with him.
I like smack my little boo paw thing hand on the bar, and I'm like, go, 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 go.
I like kind of forget that I stop or slow down for a second, and then I just like hammer the gas.
The wheels do that little spin out thing, kicking dirt behind it, directly onto Bluezer, by the way, and your cart rockets off.
Nice.
What a jerk.
As you guys zip off to try to catch up with the reigning pack, a few more racers, including the unicycle Koopas, pass Bluezer as they try to right themselves, and Bluezer stares angrily at your receding form. He reaches back into his shell, and he pulls out what looks to be a little radio, and he says, "Do it!" Before he also has his driver gun the car, and they blast forward.
Wait, he pulled out a radio to talk to the guy that's in front of him?
He pulled the radio to talk to somebody.
Oh, okay. So he had my idea. That sucks. All right, for sure. Let's go.
You guys are now, you guys are properly caught up with the pack. You have what appears to be just a regular sand dune buggy in front of you with a... I'm trying to think of a Mario species that hasn't been represented yet so far. Let's say there's a sand dune buggy with a bunch of bumpties in it. They're a bunch of wingless penguins with large feet. And
Cute.
they're having an interesting time, seeing as they have no hands to hold on to any of the guardrails.
Yeah.
But they're managing it.
They have an incredible center of balance.
They have an amazing center of balance. Yes, and those grippers, man. Oh, let me tell you, those dogs are barking.
Disgusting, actually. Never mind.
One of the bumpties on the shoulder is like clearly giving directions to the driver, who has to lay down for his feet to be able to grip the steering wheel. So the driver can't actually see where he's going. But that is the cart immediately ahead of you. Sidling up behind you, huffing and puffing as they go around these turns, are the Koopas on the wheels. They look like they are not having a good time, but one of them does look over and give you like a quick salute before going back to...
Oh, God. I want to try to orient the cart so that I'm directly behind the bumpties, because I want to draft them, and I'd like to do that without them noticing.
Okay, sure. Whoops.
Hey, Rocky, I have a question. What's drafting?
Oh, yeah. When there's like a cart in front of you, or honestly just any moving object that's moving faster than you, because they're taking all the wind resistance of stuff in front of you, you actually get to move a bit faster if you sit in like the cone that's like protected from the forward wind resistance.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
I
So
didn't know that.
It's a technique that like racers use to try to sit behind like a car to like, build up speed, and then they brake from behind them to pass them with like the momentum that they've built up.
Okay.
And this is actually a mechanic within the Mario Kart games. Not all of them, but most of them.
Mm-hmm.
Which is pretty
Learning so many things today.
Yeah. All right. So let me ask you a question, Rocky.
Oh, right. Go ahead.
What is more important to you, that you collect the speed or that you do it without being noticed?
You know what? It's more important that we collect the speed.
All right. So I am going to ask you to roll to see if this maneuver of yours is successful.
Okay. That's fair.
Do either of your expertises assist with collecting speed?
Maybe not directly collecting speed. However, since the unicycle Koopas are, in the vicinity, this could be considered a crowded raceway. And to that end, I do have some expertise in navigating that space.
This is my favorite thing about this game system. It's vague enough that you can say whatever bullshit you want and it technically counts. But
It's
also,
so good.
But also none of it mechanically means anything like serious. Like you're not going to like do 3.5 stuff where you conga line bits together to get like a ridiculous power output. It's just rolling some D6s.
Yeah, there's no peasant cannon here.
It's just fun, friends having fun.
It's just friends having fun. I love it so much. Yeah, sure, you get your extra dice.
Nice.
Is this action steal or spirit?
It's spirit?
You feel the right spot in your heart.
Sure, it's spirit. Sure, we'll go with that. God. Not only that, but you landed exactly on your number, so you get. Hello?
Banana.
Oh, banana. No, it's a different sound clip this time.
Ah.
You get a token that you can use to trigger either your inner spirit power or your cart parts special ability. So keep track of that.
Noted. Okay.
With that, you manage to perfectly sidle the cart up to gain that extra a bit of speed. And once you reach a point where you're like almost bumper to bumper, before you yank the wheel, break away, and you pass the bumpties completely. The bumpty who's navigating starts like yelling at you in bumpty, and you can hear the bumpty who's actually driving going like, "What? What's going on? I can't. What's happening? You gotta tell me what's going on, man." And both you and the Koopas manage to break away from this bumpty. There is one cart between you and first place, with both the Koopas and the bumpties behind you in third and fourth, respectively. You have not yet seen Bluezer.
Okay.
Directly in front of you is... I did not write any of these carts down. I told myself, I'll just make them up in the moment. And then I'm actually in the moment, and I'm like, I really should have written these carts down. My note-taking techniques have failed me.
You take notes?
Yeah, I do. I don't take a lot of notes, but I take some notes. I'm going to say that what is in front of you looks about as mishmashed as your cart does. These guys got like a functioning cart out of it, but it's very clear that like they did not come intending to work together. The body is like a Humvee, if that Humvee were made entirely out of oaken barrels. The wheels on it are much too small for its frame. It actually looks comically small compared to it. It's so low to the ground, it's almost dragging its undercarriage along the dirt. And while you cannot see the engine, you can hear it going put, 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 in a way that makes you think that, you know, this guy, this is the best he's going to get because someone else fucked up in this race. And there are a couple of various monkeys. There's an Ukiki from Moshi's Island. There's a chimp from like Diddy Kong, and then there's an ape like Donkey Kong. And they're like constantly swapping who's in what seat. Like they can't agree on who should be in charge. And they are in front of you, but you are gaining on them very quickly. Wazy. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Can I see if any of them are holding items?
That's a very good point. You do see that the ape seems to have a bunch of bananas in his arms.
Okay.
Wazy or Turbo, do you guys have any ideas for how to handle this upcoming threat?
I want to try and scare him.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How are you gonna do that?
I'm gonna do the boo thing where I disappear and then appear in front of him and go, wah!
Sure thing. Let me pull down the dice again.
The boo thing!
The boo thing! So, is this going to be a steal or spirit roll?
I think it's a spirit roll.
Okay.
I'm trying to be a spirit.
It's a boo thing.
And it does absolutely fall under my other expertise, which is spooking racers.
All right. So you want to roll 3 or lower? You have 2d6. Go ahead and hit that.
On a spirit roll?
Oh, I'm sorry. Over 3 to 6.
There we go. That's what I thought. One success.
One success. How do you explain to your coworkers how you're going to be handling this?
I just say, be right back.
And you fade out of existence?
Yeah.
You do the.
There is no change in like the weight distribution on the cart or anything. I'm just like, oh, be right back.
Wazy, you are all alone all of a sudden on the shoulder. You're just by yourself now.
Well, that's a neat trick, but well. At least I know that I'm keeping a good figure if I'm not throwing the weight off just by myself.
I like how that's what your result is. Like, well, at least my weight is good. So, my womanly form is perfect. Moving on. The monkeys seem to have calmed down a bit. The Ukiki is at the wheel, and the other two are on the shoulders, and they're both arguing over who gets to have the bananas. They're not planning on using them. They just want to have them because they're monkeys. When suddenly they feel a cold chill go over their bodies. All three of them freeze and shudder, and they slowly look directly in front of them, just in time for you to do the, what do you yell when you appear in front of them?
I make the boo sound, so I go and my tongue gets really long. And, the little fangs come out, the whole thing.
I don't know if you ever watched any children's animation in the mid-2000s, but there was always this one set of stock monkey sounds they used for, everything. It was, way too realistic for everything else that was happening in the show. From the perspective of everyone back on the Daisy Please Notice Me Senpai, all they hear is photorealistic monkey sound clips as the cart in front of it spins out of control like a Beyblade. All of the apes that are on it losing their goddamn minds. And for a moment, Turbo, you feel very happy with what you have accomplished, until you realize that this vehicle is spinning out directly back towards your guys' cart.
No.
This vehicle is Beyblading its way back towards you. Wazy and Motley, how are you guys going to handle this?
I think I can help without having to change positions, since it sounds like this is happening pretty quickly.
Okay.
So Wazy sees this coming and kind of goes into a panicked trance, and kind of eyes roll into the back of the head, and you get this make a hard left at now, as you get the automated Waze voice sound out of her mouth instead of... and I'm going to use backseat driver.
Yeah. Bandit is going to follow that advice while trusting his instincts. Wait, no. Should I be trusting my instincts or should I just be? No, I'm just gonna listen to the advice. So I want to make a. Can I make a steal roll to try to follow that advice?
Sure. We'll just completely gloss over that. Sure, we'll just completely gloss over that. That's fine. That's fine.
Worried about possession here. We got a ghost on the cart. It's fine.
Possessed by Alexa? By the spirit of Google Maps? I don't understand, but okay.
I warned you there was a pun with this character and that you would hate it.
Yeah,
It's by
Google
the
Waze.
Waze app.
Yeah, the Waze app from Google.
They alert you to where cops are and stuff. And
They're
gas
like Google
stations.
Map, but like they scream a lot more.
You know what?
Yeah.
I don't
They're terrifying.
drive, so I've never actually encountered this.
This is amazing. I forgot. Oh my god, I forgot you don't drive.
This is
Holy shit, this is
new
even
information
better.
for me. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? And you're like, oh yeah, no, the demonic app that possesses you. Apparently, that's a thing that happens. Gotta.
The demonic app that alerts you to the police.
Gotcha.
It goes speed trap ahead, and you're like, oh Jesus.
Yeah.
And then
that's
you
how it goes.
almost lose control of your car while it's alerting you to the speed trap.
Exactly how it works. Yeah.
God.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, Rocky, you wanted to roll a steel roll?
Did.
That is 2 successes. With the power of Google Waze, you immediately you guys were drifting around this right turn. You immediately take a harsh left, and you do go into the grass, but just long enough to allow the Beyblading ape mobile to whiz by you and smash into the 3 Koopas on wheels behind you. You see all 3 of them go down like bowling pins. You hear the bowling pin sound effect as all 3 of them are like thrown into the air. And the Beyblading ape mobile continues on behind you. You guys, yes?
I salute them and I say thank you for your service.
Turbo, how do you return to your vehicle?
I just reappeared in the vehicle. The joy of being a boo. You know the boo item in some Mario Kart things where it just disappears and then reappears with stuff in its hand? It's like that.
Got it. Perfect. With the immediate threats behind you knocked out, you see the Bumpties are gaining, but you guys are able to get back on track and head for the final couple of turns before you reach the end of your first lap. How does Wazy come to after that?
I think so. I think once the panic has subsided, she's just like, oh, where? Okay, all right, we're back. Oh, you're back. Hey, good job. High five.
And they high five, but like Boo's hand goes through her hand.
It's the intent that's really meaningful.
Is Wazy not aware that she goes into trances?
I think that she's aware that she goes somewhere sometimes, but she's not like fully cognizant of what's going on.
Sick.
I need you to understand that you have raised so many questions that we will not have time to answer, and I am deeply invested in this woman's life now. What the fuck?
Here's something to sit with you forever.
Oh my god.
I can't wait for Wazy to come back as a
my
returning
God.
character.
I'm just gonna be like dragging Sheila at these events, being like, no, you have to come back. You gotta bring Wazy. I am not satisfied. I need to know.
Amazing. I'm glad that I could bring something interesting.
Oh my god. You guys get back on track and you start picking up speed as you head into the second to last turn. Unbeknownst to you, at the very back of the pack, I'm trying to think how far back. So the Bumpties the Koopas got knocked off. The Bumpties are gaining. The apes behind you spin to a stop. And their cart is like kind of like hovering in place as the apes all like kind of regain their boundaries. They're covered in banana guts from essentially becoming like the embodiment of a smoothie machine for a hot minute. And I was kind of sitting there like staring ahead, taking stock of their lives. When suddenly the Ukuki who's driving hears what sounds like a beeping noise coming from under their vehicle. And before you can do anything about it, the entire thing is enveloped in that dust cloud. And the dust cloud clears away as Bloozer's vehicle rushes by, and there is no longer an ape-mobile in that spot.
Cheating.
Uh-oh.
So, did we see a device, or we simply heard the beeping sound from under the cart?
You didn't hear the beeping sound. You mean like did the audience see a device?
Oh, yeah, I guess it'd just be the audience.
Yeah, the audience did not see anything. They only heard what the Yukiki heard.
Okay.
I'm sorry if I wasn't very clear about that. I use a lot of like camera cuts in my DMing, and it's kind of something people gotta get used to.
No problem. I'm good.
All right, and with that, we head into the last segment. You guys are taking the final left turn. You can see the finish line in the distance. You have one more right turn after this, and then a straightaway to the finish line. As you go around this turn, you do have a bunch of random item boxes. I need to ask you guys, which is more important to you? Keeping your lead and developing your speed, or getting an item box?
I think that's a question for the driver.
Any of you can answer. You're a part of a team.
I'm deferring to the driver. How's that?
That's fair.
I think it might be better to actually. Are there item boxes like immediately after the start? I can't remember.
As I've described it, no. I'm working off memory as well. So far there's only been 2 item box spots.
Then it's more important that we get an item box.
Yeah, it's going to be a minute before you get another item.
Yeah.
All right. As you attempt to drift into an item box, you notice the bumpties have caught back up. And they are, in fact, about to pass you. They're ignoring the item boxes entirely to go for first place. The bumpties that are like navigating are like going, go, 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 go. And you can see just the toes of the bumpty in the driver's seat as it moves the wheel to try to go into a perfect drift. You guys do manage to hit an item box, and the little roulette wheel appears over your head. The bing! And all of you receive a different item. Wazy, you are given a babomb.
Excellent.
Motley, you are given a red shell.
Okay.
And Turbo, your roulette is still going.
Oh,
It seems to be stuck. It's
Uh-oh.
going. It just does not want to pop for you.
aww.
What would you guys like to do now that these bumpties are starting to pull ahead of you?
Kind of want to hold the red shell, but it wouldn't be that hard to use the red shell and get first place again, right?
Theoretically.
Yeah, but also because the red shell is a homing shot. It's a good thing to hold on to. We're in second right now.
We're in second right now.
Yeah.
Could play it safe. Just stick with where we're at right now.
Yeah, let's just hold the shell. It's fine. I'm not going to do anything about them. Let them have their fun.
They are cheering like it's the 4th of fucking July. They have taken first place, and they are so happy about it. Turbo, your block is still suspiciously going.
Can I like reach up and smack it?
Normally, no. Normally, these blocks are completely incorporeal, so you don't think it's going to do anything. But
I'm also incorporeal.
in your frustration, you reach up to touch this block, and you go to like wave your hand through it in like frustration. You make contact with it.
Whoa.
You can touch the rotating block.
I touched the block.
Teeks, get a star. Teeks, get a golden mushroom.
With the talents I have as not the DM, it will absolutely break this game for us.
I mean, There's no rule against it. There's no rule that says dogs can't play basketball.
Do I just get to pick a thing?
How would you imagine cheating a roulette block would work in this situation?
I think I reach in and I can like feel around for what the items are.
You stick your little paw in, and like the roulette block stops like rolling, and it like is a full body flinch as though it's being like is offended that you would reach into its stores. You feel around, and I'm gonna ask you, what item do you want to pull out?
What item do I want to pull out?
Yes. Theoretically, if the perfect item were to be pulled out of this box, what would it be?
It would. Ooh, can I give you an either?
I would
it
like
would
you
either be X or Y.
I would like you to pick one, and then we'll roll to see how close to that item you get.
Oh, okay. It's got to be a star, right? The other thing I'm thinking is a bullet bill. You get that like blast off, you know?
Rocco or Sheila, which one you weigh in? Which one would be more useful do you think? Star or bullet bill?
Go ahead.
Star's safer because it makes us invulnerable. Bullet bills are good when you're coming back from behind. So like, but if we don't end up behind, we don't get a lot of utility out of it.
I was thinking like blasting away, or like getting over the rickety bridge.
Oh, yeah, that might actually...
Like that extra boost might be useful. Whereas like you can still get a star and fall off of something.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah, but like you wouldn't lose speed when you hit the water.
I have to admit, I was thinking bullet bill before we started talking about items in the first place. So like, that's where my brain wants to go. But star is absolutely the safer option. It has more all-around utility.
Okay, let's go with star then.
All right. So
let's go for the all-around.
You are trying to reach in there and by feel find the item that you want. Do either of your expertises count for this?
So my expertises are stealing items and spooking racers.
Ooh. All right. So I guess you're used to reaching into people's like pockets and inventories.
Taking stuff.
Yeah. So I'd say that expertise definitely counts.
Okay. Okay. So I guess 2 then, right?
Yep. 2. Are you doing steal or speed? Well,
I don't know. You gotta tell me. I got a 2 and a 1.
You know what?
I think since I'm trying to get a particular thing, it'd be a steal.
Yeah, I agree. It would be a steal. You got 2 successes. You get exactly what you want. You reach in and you feel around, and you know just by the tactile sense what it is you're looking for. You feel like one of the arms of a star, and you're like, that's the one. You pull it out, and you hold it up triumphantly over your head. You have a power star. Wazy and Motley, you guys feel the heat and see the light from this, the fabled golden wonder. The most powerful object allowed on the racetrack is now in your possession. And as you guys revel in this moment of glory, the bumpties ahead of you cease to exist.
What?
That's not right.
They drive over a very specific patch of the ground. There is a big poof of smoke, of dirt cloud. And as you drive through the dirt cloud, you realize they're no longer in front of you. They're no longer behind you. They're just gone. And as you guys look around, you realize that while there were a number of cars on the track, there's now only 2. Yours and Bluezer. And Bluezer is currently armed with a rotating trio of red shells, an evil grin on his face, and a very quickly closing gap between the two of you as you head into this final long stretch towards the finish line. And with that, we are going to take a break, This is the break portion of the show. We're gonna take 10 minutes to go get some water, use the restroom, grab a snack if we need it, and we will be right back. How we feeling so far, guys?
Excited.
This character is playing out better than I ever could have imagined.
Fantastic. I'm gonna refill my water bottle real quick. So whoever's left behind, you entertain chat while I'm gone. I'll be right back.
Our stream now. Welcome to having your own stream, guys. I say this like we're not all streamers.
Yeah, right. That said, refilling a water bottle does sound like a grand idea.
Yeah,
Hydrate,
really
folks.
will. Do it. Hydrate or cease. I think those are the only two options.
Oh God.
Oh my goodness. I can't wait for Gata to inevitably do a Splatoon TTRPG session.
Can we have a grizzled old man like demand for us to reveal whether we're a kid or a squid?
Oh God, I hope so. I am both. I am secretly a kid and a squid in a trench coat.
Oh my God, in a trench coat. Oh man. I shouldn't do this. I'm not gonna open my gyro fries yet. I do
Hey.
want them.
They sound tasty.
I'm very excited for them, but like I also don't want to like munch while we're like doing the game. I'm not
so you'll munch later.
I'm not a TTRPG snacker. I thought I could be, but you know, it's just not me.
I am a TTRPG snacker.
I love that for you, T.
I stare at the screen and I shout about almonds for 10 minutes.
Oh man.
Good time. I hope everybody's liking it so far.
Yeah, I hope you guys are having fun.
I can't wait to use this star at the worst best time.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we have very strong items right now. We have a red shell, we have a bomb, and we have a star. That's kind of nuts. And we're only in second place.
Well, I mean, you're in first place now.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Can we win it all with only these items, though?
First place out of 2.
First place out of 2, yeah.
Oh God, that's right.
I have gotten my water. I have kissed my beautiful wife.
How is the beautiful wife?
She's doing fine.
She's still beautiful and also a wife.
Of course she's still beautiful. She'll be beautiful till the day she dies.
Amazing!
At least in my eyes, anyway.
I mean, those are the ones that matter, so.
Precisely. Mm-hmm. She tells me that my opinion doesn't matter, actually, because I'm biased. So when I tell her she's beautiful, she goes, I don't believe it because your eyes are wrong. And I'm like, what do you mean?
That's so rude.
It is so rude. I can't believe
That's
it.
so rude.
It's alright, though. I'll still tell her that she's beautiful. As many times as it needs to until it sticks.
Okay, that's disgusting, actually. Never mind. Change my mind. This is gross. It's too soft for me. I can't anymore.
Simmer down. Not everyone can have a wife as beautiful as mine. I know that I am in a privileged position.
That's true.
As long as you know.
What was that?
As long as you know.
Oh, Lord. All right. Did we all manage to get water and snack? Are we all back?
I don't think we're all back yet.
Okay, we're still waiting on
We're
Sheila
almost
then.
all back.
Perfect. No rush. What's your guys' favorite Mario Kart game?
I mean, I put a lot of time into Double Dash and Wii, but I really think Mario Kart DS is my game.
Ooh. Were you one of those who mained Rob and then were very sad when Rob never came back?
I wasn't one of those, but I know those guys. I feel for them.
I feel for them too. Just one game and he's gone. What the fuck?
Yeah, what is that?
God.
That seems unfair. but
is.
I don't know anything.
That's fine.
Justice for Rob, everybody.
I spent most of my time with Mario Kart 64, so I have such a massive, like, soft spot for it, but it's far from, like, the best, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I get that.
My personal favorite is actually Mario Kart 7 on the 3DS. Like, Mario Kart 8 definitely refined what made 7 special, but the early jank with adding in, like, the hang gliders and underwater segments, like, there's just chef's kiss. Something special about it.
Yeah, that feeling of a new system, even if it's not perfect, there's just extra passion there.
Yeah, they allow themselves to be
fresh big mechanics.
experimental. So, it's good. It's really good. Welcome back, Sheila.
Thank you very much. I'm glad to be back.
What's your favorite Mario Kart series?
So, much like you, probably most of my time was spent with Mario Kart 64. I didn't actually have my own console growing up, so I just leached off of my friends. But now I actually have Mario Kart 8 for the Switch, and I'm actually getting to play with people. So it's kind of a toss-up between, you know, the old nostalgic memories and the now actually getting to play whenever I want, you know?
I getcha. Have you been following the DLC tracks as they come out?
I have not been able to purchase them, but thank goodness that Nintendo did a really cool thing and said, hey, as long as one person in the race has the DLC tracks, everybody has the DLC tracks.
That is true.
Yeah, it was a real bro move.
Tegan has me on their family plan, so I've been getting them like the day they're out, and they're pretty good.
Nice.
The newest pack I feel has more polish put into it than the first pack did, but like the second pack also had Waluigi Pinball, so it would have won by default no matter what was in that first pack. Let's be honest here.
I mean, fair. And I think they did also go back and add polish to that first DLC pack, didn't they?
I have not looked at any like comparisons, but I do believe like in terms of like shading, there was some more work done. The initial release was rough though.
Yeah.
But yeah. I have no interest in playing Tour, so when the Tour tracks come out, I'm like, I can tell this was designed for a mobile game. And that, like, you know, derogatory. I can tell this was designed for a mobile game, and they just upscaled the graphics. But it's not terribly bad. What's the Coco Mine one? Is like a remake of the N64 track, Coco Valley? I forget.
Is that what they were going for?
Yeah, it's like
Okay.
it's technically the same track, but obviously not 1-to-1. It was meant to be like a reimagining for the mobile game, and now it's playable on 8. And I like it when they go back to those old locations where it was like basic polygons to give the illusion of a mountain. And now it's like, oh, well, now we have, like, mines and fossils in the walls, and you can see where, like, people actually, like, work and live in this area. I'm like, that's kind of cool. I like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
From a lore perspective, that's fun. Especially because now that we know there are fossils in the Cocoa Mountain, it implies that the land that makes Cocoa Mountain was once underwater because they're fish fossils? Which has a lot of questions vis-a-vis, like, the Mario lore. How is this a thing? And I am in a couple of Mario lore discords. Oh, hello, James Dusk. Thank you for the 25 bits. Ah, he says. Thank you for joining us. We are just wrapping up our break and getting back into the adventure. All right. Do we all have our drinks? Are we all set?
Yeah.
Yep.
I immediately put water down the wrong
Immediately
pipe.
begin dying. Oh, so good.
I
10 out of
immediately
10.
choke on my own drink. Hold on. Okay. We're good.
Remember, it is against TOS to die on stream.
Thus I am immortal. Don't worry, Tegan. I already know. As long as I keep streaming, I legally cannot die. But yes.
It's like staying on Disney property.
What does
Yeah.
that mean?
So there is a long-running rumor that, officially speaking, nobody dies at Disney. You died in the ambulance as soon as you got off of Disney property. So the spooky story goes, you can't actually die as long as you stay within their borders.
Interesting.
If you die at Disney, you just become part of the Haunted Mansion ride.
If
And
you
you're
die
never
at
allowed to
Disney,
leave.
no, you didn't.
Pretty much.
That's pretty funny, actually. That does make sense.
That's the happiest place on earth or something. You can't die there.
You can't die there.
Illegal.
It's Disney. Come on.
It's illegal.
All right. When last we left our heroes, all of 10 to 15 minutes ago, you lot had just turned the final corner to head onto the straightaway towards the finish line. It's only your first lap, but very quickly you realize that you are one of two teams left on the track. There is no sign of any of the other racers anywhere behind you. Not the 8-mobile, not the Koopas, and you saw the Bumpties simply disappear directly in front of you. A big, massive dust cloud kicked up, and by the time you drove through it to clear it, they were gone. Coming up behind you, very quickly, now that we're on a straightaway, is Bluezer, with a trio of red shells rotating around. He has a cocky grin on his lips, and he yells out to you, "Why don't you just pull over and let a real racer win?"
All right, I'm feeling a little short-fused right now. And she kind of looks down at the little Bob-omb and say, all right, you see that guy over there? I need you to wreck his day for me. All right, have fun.
Wait. I have an idea.
okay.
I can slow down so he'll pass us, and then I can throw the red shell, and it'll accomplish the same thing, I think.
So here's
Later,
what,
my friend.
Here's
Later,
what
my
I am.
exclusive.
Here's what I'm going to say. Since Sheila did start describing what Wazy says first,
Right.
I am going to say that as Motley goes, wait, and begins to slow the cart down, Wazy does huck the bomb.
Fair enough. That's justice.
Fair.
I am going to ask you to roll, if I can press the button right, to determine how successful Wazy is at lobbying the bomb at their target.
Let's see. I feel like this is going to be an accuracy thing, so I would like for it to be steel.
Okay.
And I think that as she lobs the bomb, she kind of, initially it looks like she's going to do a kind of an underhanded toss, but then brings the bomb up, does a pirouette, and yeets!
Amazing.
And tries to be as graceful about it as possible. And this is me trying to buy a second die, basically.
Absolutely. I was waiting for you to say it. Yes. You get 2 die. Go ahead and roll. That is 1 success.
Okay. So what does that success buy us, ODM?
Sorry, 1 second. Yes, James Dust says the bomb gets thrown and goes, "Oh my god, I can fly." Yes, exactly. Wazy very gracefully chucks the bomb, and it soars through the air. You can see the wind blowing at its little fuse as the ignition slowly travels towards its final destination. The bomb sees the car of Bluezer and his minions coming closer, and his little beady eyes close in bliss as he finally accomplishes what he was meant to do. Unfortunately, as you were throwing it, Motley goes, wait, and starts to slow the car down. The bomb is mid-flight, and you realize that unless you hit the gunner right now, you guys will be caught in the blast.
Oh, gamers.
I think, you know what? I think I could do this. Like, do I know that? Do I have that information?
I'm going to say that you, Motley, do not know this.
Damn. Can someone tell me so I can have the information?
Cheese it, it's the fuzz.
Jesus.
Oh, if it's the fuzz, then I gotta go, right? But
I think that forces me to do a spirit roll. But I'd like to negotiate a second die because it's navigating difficult terrain, which is the explosion that's happening behind us.
I'm gonna say that you are unaware that it is difficult terrain, so you do not get your extra die this time.
Okay, that's fair.
It will most definitely be difficult terrain in about 5 seconds, but you're not aware of that just yet.
Okay.
I don't know.
I'm gonna roll my die. My one spirit die, please be a 6. No, a 5 works.
That is exactly your number, and you also get your inner spirit token.
Thank you for the token.
Out of curiosity, can you stack those inner spirit tokens?
See, in the base game, no. But like me, Tegan, and our weekly group have like house ruled so much shit into the game that I forget that's not how the actual game works. As a one shot, yeah, you can keep all your tokens. It's fine.
Nice.
Don't worry, I'm working on a new game system that takes all of those homebrewed stuff and shoves it into a professional-looking document, and then they'll all see.
Yeah.
So that's what, your second token?
Yes.
Fantastic. Yeah, with one success, you hear Wazy go, "Got it, it's the fuzz!" And you don't even question it. You hit that gas and you peel out. Both you and Bluezer are neck and neck as he's caught up with you using the straightaway for speed, and the bomb misses the car and explodes behind you. You guys feel the heat and the force, and it's not enough to send you flying, but both of your vehicles slightly lose control a little bit, and you can hear the tires squealing as you both right yourselves. Both Bluezer's Kart and yours are once again neck and neck, and you are rushing towards that finish line. Unfortunately, Bluezer's car has proven to be more powerful on the straightaways, so he is slowly inching forward. But as he inches forward, he glares at you all, and he pulls out what looks to be a radio of some sort. He growls into it, and then sneers at you.
Okay.
Uh-oh, gamers.
I want to do something I don't think I can.
You can always ask.
I want to try to steal that radio.
Yeah?
Yeah, I do. That's what I want to do. But I'm currently driving, and I'm also holding a shell, so that becomes complicated. But that's what I want to do. I would like to steal that radio.
So, yep, the main issue is that if you wanted to leave your duty as the guy driving the cart, you would have to either swap with somebody, or you would need to abandon the cart.
Right.
I will say that your shell will not impede you. It's more of a hammer space kind of dealio.
Okay.
Just to be nice, because I want to see where this goes.
Mm-hmm.
Now, your species ability is able to steal an item from a nearby cart. So I'm going to say you have to decide. Either you switch with someone, or you abandon the cart. But either way, you'll be able to steal it if you manage to succeed at either one of those other things. Does that make sense?
It does. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Do either of you want to drive?
Well, I mean, Turbo hasn't gotten a chance yet.
Roger.
Okay.
And you don't even have to worry about getting around my body. You can just jump through it.
Okay. I jump through Turbo into the right shoulder slot, and then I'd like to attempt to steal the radio that Bluezer is holding. Turbo
just immediately slots into your spot, and the car continues driving as though there was no interruption of who was at the helm. You hop into the back, and as Bluezer watches this, the smirk on his face kind of falls a bit because he has no idea what the fuck you guys are doing, and you are in the prime position to just swipe the radio out of his hand, and you do so.
Nice.
He growls, hey! And he rears back his hand to do another one of those backhands against your cart.
I would like to respond with my red shell.
To his cart or to his face?
If I hit his cart, well, I don't know if it'll put him like far enough away so that he can't swipe us. But the idea is that I want to attack his cart so that his cart's disrupted, so he couldn't attack us.
All right, absolutely. Let me pull that back down. So you are you are specifically trying to get his cart further away from yours, correct?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Would that be a steal or a spirit roll, do you think?
I wanna say it's a steal roll. I think he's like making a calculated choice here.
Okay. And would either of your expertises assist with this?
Neither.
So it's just one dice.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty then, go ahead and give it a roll. You want to get a 1 to 5. A 2.
Got a 2.
Fantastic. I haven't been narrating this, but with one success, you accomplish what you want, but something else happens.
That's fair.
That's how the scale works, which is really fun for colorful, flavorful reactions from the universe around you, which I love. So you throw this red shell. Unfortunately, because of how close the two of you are, when the shell explodes, it doesn't just send Bluzer's car rocketing to the side, it also knocks your cart back just a bit.
Okay.
There is now a full cart space in between you. And at first you're like, oh no, this is bad, because both of you have lost speed. But then right where your cart was about to be, as a space passes between you and Bluzer, one of those big dust clouds kicks up in the space where you would have been. And both of your vehicles leave the dust cloud unharmed.
Okay.
Oh, he's cheating.
He's cheating.
Mm-hmm. And here I just told all the loads to act as security. I could have, if I had thought I could get people onto the track before the race started, I would have done something like that.
You mean on?
You cut out very badly there, Tegan.
Amazing. I shouted we could have had an entourage.
We could have had an entourage.
We could have had an entourage.
The response to someone cheating isn't, hey, he's cheating. It's, hey, I wanted to cheat.
I could have also been cheating.
I could have also been cheating this whole time? Fuck off.
Yeah.
But yeah, Bluzer is throwing a full tantrum. He is stomping back and forth and causing his vehicle to shake. He reaches out and picks up all 3 of his shells, and he looks ready to throw them at you all at once. You guys are almost at the end of this lap. And it's obvious that for both in-universe and out-of-universe that it's only going to be a 1-lap race. So, what do you guys plan to do with this one final burst of activity?
I mean, good news. We don't have to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
I'm listening.
Go for it.
I'm gonna throw the star.
I forgot you had that. So hold on. When you say throw the star,
I mean, like, activate it. You know what I mean. I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna eat it. I'm gonna do whatever it is I have to do.
Yeah, I guess you do. Bluzer.
Good news, guys. We're gonna win.
Amazing.
Bluzer pulls up all 3 of his red shells, and he tosses them one after another, screaming, "Get shelled, morons!" And as the red shells come careening towards you, Ttrpg just nonchalantly gently places the star against one of the guardrails, and suddenly all of you are in this glow of all of the red shells just smack into the back of your cart and explode, causing no damage whatsoever. Bluzer and the 2 Commodore Turtles just stare agog as, with the star power, your cart just ever so gently inches past theirs and rushes over the finish line before them.
When he says get shelled, losers, I do want to be like, no, you.
No, you.
Motley does a fist pump.
I think in that kind of like awesome askance angled camera of that we always get after you cross over the finish line, Wazy is doing the reverse hand just over the mouth.
Oh, so good. The
Amazing.
anime, like the 90s anime laugh.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
Trust
so Motley's doing a fist bump. Wazy's doing the Ojo-sama laugh. What is Turbo's victory pose?
Turbo's victory pose is like, wait a minute, we won? And he's just looking around really confused.
As
He
you
forgot
guys,
about like the end of like race camera, and he's just like, why are we jumping?
as you guys pass the finish line, you hear the woo, followed by the flags waving. All the construction toads and the woads are clapping and cheering. And Lakitu yells, "Race over! Race over!" The camera fades out and fades back in to some time later. You can tell by the sun in the sky that it is now closer till noon. And both Bloozer's vehicle and the Daisy Please Notice Me Senpai are pulled over to the side of the track. Bloozer is giving a dressing down by Lakitu off in the distance, and he looks genuinely apologetic as both he and his Koopas are like doing the polite Japanese bow and apology sort of thing. But you can't hear what they're talking about. The Woads have taken to surrounding you and celebrating your wondrous win. And they are all absolutely thrilled that their leader, Princess Wazy, was part of the team that won this race. How are you guys feeling after succeeding? Question mark?
Motley is suddenly worried about the fact that now he has this like walkie-talkie, and is worried that he'll be implicated in the explosions. He doesn't know what to do about it.
Oh no, that is a very valid point.
Should I go with... you know what? I'm going to lean into the biker bar thing a little more. Hey, just give it over to one of the Woads. They'll make it disappear.
He hands it to a Woad.
The Woad lowers his sunglasses to look over the rim, and he quirks his eyebrow a little bit before putting them back, and he walks off into the shadows, and you never see him again.
I thought you were gonna say he eats it. I like this description better.
You hear the unholy crunching sounds of something eating a metallic object and succeeding. You will never forget that sound for the rest of your life. How's Turbo feeling?
Turbo is absolutely stoked. My first race, and I won. Amazing. This is the best day ever.
As you are all celebrating, a voice comes out from the crowd of construction toads, and it sounds ridiculously familiar. I'm going to do my best Charles Martinet here. You hear a middle-aged Italian man go, "Wahoo!" And stepping out of the crowd of toads is Mario, wearing a trench coat, sunglasses, and a hat that does very little to disguise the fact that he is Mario.
Is Mario facing us?
He is facing you. In fact,
I turn invisible. I cover my eyes and I turn invisible.
Follow-up question. Is the hat on top of his normal hat?
yes.
Double
It wasn't
hat.
before, but it is now.
Good.
Mario walks up to the lot of you, his hands in his jacket pockets, trying to look inconspicuous and failing. And he speaks to you entirely in Wahoo's, so I don't have to do an offensive Italian accent, but the text that he means to say appears in front of him, conveniently. And he says, that was some good racing you guys did out there. You managed to take a bizarre situation with an even bizarrer item loadout and turn it into a win. That's the kind of power we need in the big leagues. He reaches into his coat pocket and he pulls out a business card and says, give me a call if ever you want to do a cameo on one of the lesser circuits. If we can get you in front of some of the bigger names, maybe we'll have you promoted to the big time. Who knows?
Motley walks towards the disguised Mario, and he just asks him, "Will you tell Daisy about this?"
Mario turns a little pale underneath your attention. Goes, "Do you want Daisy to know about this?"
He nods slightly, and he's like, "Very much, sir."
He goes, well, I've certainly never met a Daisy, but I'm sure I could get a message passed along. His eyes are darting back and forth, real suspiciously. He's wondering, have I been made? No, they can't know.
I think that Wazy was about to do the gracious accepting thing, but at the mention of her good aligned doppelganger just goes off into the, I cannot believe people are still so stuck up on that bitch who just has a family history of rulership and just does, and I think the woads are around her hey, it's fine, boss, it's fine, we get it, yeah, it's a problem.
We understand you're very passionate about this, boss. Oh my goodness. Turbo is just even more embarrassed. Oh, if it was possible to become more intangible, they would. Because, oh my god, Mario just complimented them. Starstruck.
Mario.
Utterly starstruck.
Mario does slide a business card into the brim of Turbo's hat, which did not turn intangible with him. Mm-hmm. It's like, yes, well, all right. Well, good racing, all of you. Do you happen to know what happened to the other racers, perchance?
There were other racers?
Not a clue.
One of you tries to gaslight him. The other one admits that there's nothing to know.
Oh no.
And Mario is looking around. He's like, yeah, I mean, there were a bunch of other cars and they all just kind of disappeared. What happened to them? And he looks up and he pales and he screams, "Hit the deck!" and immediately dives for cover. As you all look up to where he was looking, you see up in the sky You see these dots in the sky that are worryingly getting bigger by the second, as all of the carts that had been ricocheted up into the stratosphere are just now coming back down to Earth.
Oh, shit.
Amazing.
That's skyboxed amazing.
You see all of the Bumpties, all of the Koopas, all of the apes, and their various cart parts coming careening back down to Earth with an increasingly loud scream, "Ah!" as they get closer and closer and closer. Is there anything you would like to do about this situation?
I'm just gonna put my hands in front of my eyes again.
I'm going to dive with Mario.
Wazy?
I don't know if there's anything we can do about this. Well, you know what? You introduced the concept of a shady alleyway nearby before. I think Wazy's going to retreat to said shady alleyway to try and, hope that the buildings will protect her.
As you rush into this alleyway and the woads follow, do they turn around and snapping their fingers walk backwards into the alleyway?
100% yes.
You dash in there and the woads are like, well, time for information! And they just slowly back into it. Everyone has braced themselves for impact, except for Locky 2 and Bluezer in the near distance. Every single racer and cart piece lands on top of Bluezer in a perfect pile, one after the other. Comedically, just slightly out of frame. And that's the end of the adventure.
Ooh.
Wonderful.
Yay!
Amazing.
how it had to end with prop humor, you know. There had to be some Looney Tunes violence near the end.
That's how it goes.
Well, thank you guys very much for joining me. Did you have an okay time? Did you like it?
Yeah.
It was wonderful.
Good. I'm honestly surprised that I asked for like information about what your cart pieces did and like special abilities, and we ended up not really using them. If I ever do a racetrack themed adventure again, I will definitely rethink how much information I asked from my players, because I feel like you guys made a lot of decisions that never actually came up in play. Hopefully you guys still enjoyed yourselves.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
And trust me, those wheels were about to come into action until we remembered that star.
Whoopsies.
Whoopsies. But no, I'm glad you had a good time. And I'm hoping that all of you in the audience had a good time as well. Thank you very much for watching. Like I said at the beginning, my players today were Sheila from Come and Go Tavern. You can find them on Twitch and Twitter. If you're saying something, Sheila, your character is bobbing up and down, so I stopped, but then no sound came out.
There we go. Okay, cool. I was just going to say thank you very much for having me. It has been wonderful.
Thank you for coming. I really appreciate it. We also have Tegan Somerset from Impossible Coin. You can find them on Twitch and Twitter, and also they're a podcast.
Yeah, I'm like 1/3 of the podcast. I'm not the whole podcast.
Right, you're 1/3 of the podcast, but, you know, you're still a decent part of the podcast.
Yeah.
And, of course, we have Rocky Hardy, also from the Impossible Coin podcast, to be found on Twitter and Twitch.
Yeah.
Thank you guys very much for joining me. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Well, not you guys. I'll see chat tomorrow. We're going to be playing our first bit of Klonoa 2, Lunatea's Veil. So hopefully I'll see you all then. Everyone say goodbye to chat. Bye, everyone.
Bye, chat. Bye.
See you later.
Bye, everyone. We gotta do this for like 10 more seconds just to make sure it doesn't cut off
Okay.
awkwardly.
Bye.
Bye.
See you later.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye. See you later.